Hello everyone, welcome to this session today, or my learning today. So today, as I was seeing, that there are a couple of things that we'll be doing. We'll be covering the datetime, PIP, and Python try extent. Now that I've taken a longer time from the previous video for the new video to be created, but we will try to complete these three things in three. I'm not talking about only point number 13, but all the complete course till in the next 3 days. So let's just try to complete Python datetime, Python pip, and Python try extent. Before I take you there, I just need to mention that this is not exclusive and it doesn't have all the things that you require for doing for datetime. There are a lot of things that has to be datetime or pip or try extent. There are a lot of things that you'll have to see, but I'm just giving you some basic understanding of the stuff that I've understood, and I'm open to questions. So if you want to write down any comments to me, or if you want to write down any email to me, I'll place my email in this link, which I'll be placing there as well. But my email address is as simple as my items there, which is DivK. You can see it from here, DivKLearner@gmail.com. So you can contact me on that email. You can place in your suggestions, your questions if you have any. So let me just write it down here. And once again, sorry for taking a long time, and let's just begin. So the first thing that we'll be talking about is the date time and how is date time represented. What is the syntax of it? So very simply, the syntax of date time is given below. So if we talk about the datetime syntax, we have datetime syntax as having years, month, date, and hours, minutes, seconds, microsecond, and z points are all optional. If you see, there's a bracket there, rectangular bracket, but we require the year, month, and date. So here there are certain things. So minimum year should be less than equal to year, and then those are the ranges that we have. Month is 1 to 12, days is 1 to number of days in any month of the year. 0 to 24 hours, 0 to 60 minutes, 0 to 60 seconds, and 0 to how many? Unit 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 10 lakh microseconds. If the value of any range is given above, then the value error is raised. So the first thing is, okay, there is another thing which is time zone. I was not able to get a lot of things about the time zone, so I've not included in this demo. And going down further, if I get more information, or if you want to share some information with me, be my guest, send me and drop me an email if you have any information about zone point or some examples. Then this is the way that we'll be importing the date time. So we say import date time. Then we are taking help with the date time. So it gives us the same syntax which I've copied on the top, and it explains you about what all things we have. Then I'm just creating an example where I'm writing down train time is equal to date time, and where I'm writing down the dates, the year, the month, the date, the second, the hours, the minutes, the seconds, the millisecond, and zone TZ info is none. So when I write down print train, so you see the complete date and time with the milliseconds as well. Then I can also write down date time today by just writing down the date time today, which it gives me that, and the now value gives me the other value. Then I'm writing down TZ none, although it makes no difference, it would be the same thing, and that's what we are getting here. The next thing that we are talking about is formatting of the dates, which is important. You require at a certain point of time. So we have strf time and strp time. So these are the two different ways of displaying time, and we'll see the difference. So in the first one, what I'm doing is datetime 1, which is coming from the strp time, and you see that I've given all the values, and then I've given the syntax of it. So date, month, year, hours, milliseconds, seconds, and fraction of seconds. Hours, minutes, and seconds. So now if we run it, we are just initializing the value. If I see date time 1, it shows me this value, so it saves everything into the date time, and when I print, it gives me the value in the format of the date, in the values of date time. And when I see the time, it gives me a value in the date time. Similarly, we'll be doing the same thing with the STF time. So we are writing down the values, and you can see by changing the symbols, we can see the date time going to 15th May 2023, 07:16 p.m. So the date time type of date time 2 is STR. So these are the two different things. So one is giving the information in the date time, which is STR P time, but F time is giving you the value in the string. These are the directives, or a couple of directives that we'll be checking. Here, if you see, I wrote down STR FT time, and I gave the time to the date time 1. And we see that due to this %A, we see the first 3 letters of the day, which is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we see that value there. So similarly, I'm just showing you here that %A shows you mon, or part of the Monday. If I write down a capital A %, then gives me the complete name, which it is giving here as Monday. I can also place it in this section here with a capital A, or let's just do it and see. I should get the complete day. So I'll just add a code here, put it here. Instead of small a, I'll change it to capital A, and I can run it. So you see that it's showing me complete Monday. Similarly, %small w is giving you the weekdays. So I'm writing down w and 1, so it is weekday as 1. %d is giving you the date, so it is 31, because that's what we have done in the date time 1. We have given the complete date as 31st January 2022. And then coming down, after that we have %b, where it will tell you about the name of the month and the first 3 letters of it, and then a capital B, which will give you the complete month, which you can see here. Small %m will give you the month, so it is giving you 01 with 0 padded decimal number. %y will give you year with the last 2 digits of the year. Capital Y will give you the complete year. %h will give you hours. %I will give you hours in 12, as in 12 hours clock. So H is 24 hours clock and I is 12 hours clock. %p will tell you whether it is AM or PM. %m, capital M, will tell you about the minutes that we have. Capital S will tell you about the seconds. %f will give you the microseconds, not milliseconds, but microseconds there. %z will tell you about the offset, if any, small z. Fz will give you the zone name, so in our case it is AM2. %j is giving you the day of the year, which can go to 365 or 366. Then week of the year is %u, but that's again the week that we are talking about. %w is about the week of the year. So Monday is the first day of the week. Here we are talking about Sunday as the first day of the week. So the difference would be there. %c will tell you about the date and time representation according to the locals, so we can see it here. %x gives you the local representation of the date. So what is the difference? So we see we have the complete date here, and we have the slashes of the date. The only thing that can be that you can have year, month, or date or month. So we have a different in US and UK. %x give you the time, local representation of time. Then percentage is used for anything, any character, or we need to write down the percentage character. So we write down 2%. So one is taken as explaining you something, and the second one is where it shows. So if you want to show the percentage, you will have to write down 2 percentages. I think it was not more related to STF time, but again, it was representing something else as well. So this is what we have done for date time. We'll move over to the next topic, which is PIP. So PIP is it is to run the PIP package manager within the current kernel. So that's what we have done. We have taken a question mark and it is giving us the help. In Kaggle, whenever I was writing PIP, I was not able to run it. So I had to use this exclamation mark in front of them. When I placed in the exclamation mark, it gave us the syntax of the PIP and then the general options and everything related to it. Then we had another related to it. I was checking Python as well. So when I wrote down Python question mark, I got the values. Then to check the current version, I was trying to see various versions or various ways that it was being written in the online, but most of them were not related to Kaggle. They were related to Anaconda or the other IDEs that we had. So I took an example from online. I've written down the reference at the bottom. So import sys print sys version. So this gave me the version of the Python here, and then I found out this way where I could write down an exclamation mark Python version, and it gave me the version of Python. And here I was checking about the PIP version that I have, and it was 23.0.1 that we had there. And this is how I can list on all the packages that are available to me at the moment from Kaggle. So it's a huge list. And then I said freeze. Freeze was giving me the sum part of the values, but in fact, some for the files, I was also getting some more information related to it, and you can see we are getting the files and the versions being written as equal to, and we're also getting the place where it is associated to. Again, the huge list. And that's what we have done in PIP. So PIP, that's what we have done. The next part is try except exceptions. So in this we are taking trying to explain what exception is. Exception is something which breaks the normal flow of the code, and if you don't want that the code should raise an error and stop it, you want it to be controlled, as in you want certain actions to be done when there is some issues. You can do that using the try except. So here I'm showing you a very simple example where I'm dividing it by 0, and if I remove the try part, or if I try to put this, I'll just copy it and place it here, and I will run it. So you will see something like an error coming in, so unexpected indent. Okay, so let's just remove the indent and then try to run. So it will give me divide by 0 error, so division by 0. I don't want it to give me this warning message and fail, so I'll just comment this so it will not be executed. But when I execute, it will be still giving me an error here, which we have captured, and we are not getting that big box of pink color where it is giving us the exception. We have captured it and we are showing it what error it is showing us. So I can print what there is some error, or if I want to print my own content there, I can do that. Then the next thing is if I want to show the exact error, so we write down exception as E, and then when we print E, we get the exact error here. If I want that there should be multiple exceptions, or I want to give them some other option when we are not able to find the correct exception but there is an error, so that can be done. So it will go into the exception. If it is not an exception and it is something else, and it will come here. So try is giving you the exception, and else part is giving us that everything is fine. Then there is another thing which is finally. So irrespective whether there is an exception or not, finally would execute. So even after exception, you see, I will execute whether there is an error or not. And that's the same thing with finally. No, nothing bigger that we have done. So that is how we complete the try except part as well, exempt part as well. I'll say try except part exception. So that is what we have done. We have completed this part. All the three topics that we said that we'll be doing. I hope with the lecture today, or with my learning today, we have been able to move a bit forward. So I thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.